Yo, what's going on, people? We back at it again. Welcome back to the channel. We in here today. We're gonna give you two different stories. We're gonna let you hear them, and then I'm hoping you guys will let me know in the comment section what you thought about each story. I ain't gonna hold you. Let's get to it.
What would you do in this situation? You 32, single, no children. Your sister, 27, 6 kids, single. One day your mom calls and says that she needs you and your sister to come to the house so y'all can have a family meeting. You ask your mom, is everything okay? Is her health is good? You question her real good and she reassures you that everything is fine and it has nothing to do with her health. So you say, okay, I'll see you there. You call your sister and you like, girl, why do mom want us to come over there? Your sister said, I don't know. She called me and said the same thing. So y'all let it go. So the day of the meeting, you go to your mom's house and everything is going fine in the beginning. And she finally says, okay, girls, I need y'all to come to the table so we can have this talk. Then your mom says, your sister is pregnant. So you look at your sister like, huh? And you pregnant? And then you say, how many months are you? She says 4. She was like, wow. So you're going to be a mom of 8? Is the dad still around? Your sister says no. She don't know who he is. So you looking at her like, bitch, I know you lying, but you ain't say nothing else. So your mom says, this is where you come in. Well, I come in at what? We going to need you to take the twins and raise them as yours because your sister can't afford these kids. And she 4 months pregnant, so it's nothing nobody can do at this point. So we was wondering if you could take the kids. So you look at your mom like she had 4 heads, maybe 5, and say, hold on. So let me get this straight. You want me to be a single mom of 2 kids because she decided to get pregnant again and have more kids that she can't afford. So you want me to take on the responsibility of raising her children? Am I understanding that correctly? And your mom says yes. You say absolutely not. I am single. I'm not ready for no kids. I'm not married. I'm not even in a relationship. And I damn sure don't want to be a single mama on purpose. So your mom gets upset with you and tell you you're being selfish. Your sister needs you right now. She can't afford the extra 2 kids. She already got 6 that she's struggling with. You respond by she should have kept her legs closed. So your mom and your sister is upset with you right now. Your sister is telling you, I don't understand why you can't do this. I need you. I can't do this. And you know I can't do this. You keep responding by, well, you should have kept your legs closed. What y'all doing in this situation? Are y'all taking y'all nieces and nephews? Are you becoming a single mother overnight for somebody else's babies and somebody else's good time? Let me know in the comment section. And don't forget to follow me.
Look, I agree with the sister that doesn't have any kids. I'm glad you stood your ground even with your mother. Don't take them kids. That ain't got nothing to do with you. That is not your responsibility. And if you take them twins that they're trying to pawn off on you, all you're doing is helping to enable your sister to continue to make bad decisions. That's all I'm saying.
How I found out my fiance quit his job and tried to freeload off of me after getting my inheritance. So my fiance and I have been together for 2 years. He's in medical sales and I'm an RN, which is how we met. So my grandfather had passed away and left his 3 kids and us 4 grandkids property, money, and collectibles in his will. He had passed, and months later, I was told by my mom that we had a meeting 2 weeks with the lawyer at his office to discuss who gets what and how much. Of course, I told my fiance about the meeting in 2 weeks. He was very happy. I was happy, but I was still grieving and thought, yes, it's nice and all, but I give anything to have him back. He's the one who put us grandkids all through school. After telling him that, he asked, so at the meeting, are you getting a check or will that take some time? I said, I don't know how any of that works, and I really don't care. It's like I immediately got a headache thinking about it all. We do live together. We have separate bank accounts, but we do split the bills. So the check arrives. He asks me, so what are we doing with this money? I said, I want to be smart, so I'm in no hurry. It's fine to just sit in my savings till I figure it out. Well, about 2 more weeks later, he asked me again. I said, I've been talking to my sister who's in finance, and I'm thinking I'm going to invest half for sure, pay out both of our cars, which is pretty luxury, and we still owe a lot. A hefty down payment on our new home that we had already planned to have built, pay for our dream wedding, and of course, save what's left. He said, invest half. Why half? I said, because that will secure our future and our kids' futures when we have them. He got upset and said, so you're not going to retire early? I said, no, we're going to keep working and act like that money doesn't exist while having money and a more upgraded life that we can still sustain while we have the jobs that we have. He said I was stupid to keep working and invest that kind of money, and people like me didn't deserve that kind of money. The whole next week, I noticed I leave for work and he would still be home. He would always leave before me. I worked mids, he worked mornings. So I asked him, did your schedule change? He was like, what? Still playing on his phone. So I said it again. Did your schedule change? He's like, nah, my schedule didn't change. I quit. I said, you quit? Why? He said, what do you mean why? Who wouldn't? Any logical person would quit their job with the money you just got. I said, what? You quit because of the money? He said he gave his notice the same week I had the meeting with the lawyer. I instantly thought, I've yet to even get the money and you quit your job. You didn't tell me and you thought that you were going to live off that money forever. This man is crazy. I said, look, that was stupid. Now what are you going to do? He said, if you want to keep working, that's cool. That's on you. But I think I should be able to just work part-time here and there if I want. Right then, I said, this is not going to work. He said, what you mean? Now you got your money, you want to leave me? I said, no, I want you to keep your job and we keep everything the same, like the money isn't here. This is not going to sustain us forever, especially if we both just quit our jobs. He said, well, I can't do that. Plus, I want a new car, my dream car. It's cool you paying off my car and all, but I want something more extravagant. All I could think about was if we was married, he would do something against what I'd want and he'd have access to the money. He would spend it the way he wanted to spend it, one way or the other. So I just told him I'd still pay off his car and I'd give him $15,000 cash, but we were not going to work out. It was clear our paths were completely going in the wrong direction now that this money was involved. I love him, but my grandfather worked hard for his money, and I won't let him spend it all up the way he wants when I know better. Would you have stayed and let him spend it on whatever or stand on business?
Look, this story was crazy also. I'm glad that the young lady chose to get rid of this dude and that she didn't marry him. The only other thing I would have done is I wouldn't have given him anything. You are not entitled to this lady's inheritance. Y'all aren't even married. And even if you were married, you still aren't entitled to her inheritance. So you quitting your job and trying to live like you're rich, that's on you, buddy. But you can't do it here. So get the hell on. And you would have left with what you came with, and I wouldn't have given you any money.
Please like and subscribe. For real, subscribe.